Hello my beautiful hammerhead and welcome back to another video. This is again a Black Library review and today we're gonna talk about Indomitus, Dawn of Fire, Book 7, Sea of Souls by Chris Wraith. That was a mouthful. I did it a little bit wrong, but it doesn't matter. So, as I've said, this is the 7th entry in the Dawn of Fire series. And I have kind of mixed feelings about it. Most of it positive. I have to be fair about that. But it is not really my cup of tea. What do I mean about that? Well, let's first, let me just show you the dramatis personae. Something that luckily Dan Abnett introduced in the first Horus Heresy novel, Horus Rising. It's just one page. That's it. I love this. Not only that we have dramatis personae in certain books, I want that in every Black Library novel, by the way. Because sometimes there are just too many characters and we kind of lose on who is. But I digress. There aren't many people in there. And why do I love this? Because we get a more intimate story in this. This is Fleet Secundus in the whole Indomitus crusade. As everyone else is kind of spreading throughout the galaxy, those in the, what was this, Judgment of the Void is the ship called. They are headed for the Eye of Terror, or the former Eye of Terror, depending on how you see it. They still know where it kinda was, because, yeah, well, Cadia was destroyed nearby. But, yeah, again, I digress. I'm sorry. This is a weird book. It is a mix of Event Horizon, Hunt for Red October, and... oh, I forgot the name of the movie. Not really... the other Harrison Ford movie with the androids and oh damn it, doesn't matter. Yes, unedited mayhem right now again. But I do want you to well, get my feelings about the Black Library and other Games Workshop related things unhinged and unedited. But yeah, okay, what do I mean with Event Horizon and Hunt for Red October? Because the first part of the book, let's just say the first third of the book, is just void combat. If you like that, it's great. I really do recommend, if you are interested in the Imperial Navy and void combat, this is your book. You will love this. It's not for me. I had no interest whatsoever in the combat. For me, combat is usually, if you know me, it's not that great. And to have it more slowed down, to have just a ship floating around, it's a little bit less tension for me. But again, if you're into that, I'm happy for you. This is for you. After that, it gets more and more interesting. Let's just, before I digress, I'm so all over right now, like this book. We have Yanis Kiastros, the captain. Great character. Incredibly well written. Chris Wraith just knocked it out of the park with this one. Incredibly in-depth character. He knows his ship by the bolt. He knows everything. And how to talk with certain people. Doesn't matter which station they have. If it's just a gunner, if it's just a medic, or someone who's just walking around and doing his stuff. Doesn't matter. He even walks around and says, no one has to know me. I don't care. They're just doing their job. I'm not gonna hold them at gunpoint just because they don't salute me. Everyone has their issues. Let's just let them do their thing. I love this so much. And well, then we have his first Lieutenant Avati. Also great character. She's really, what's the word? Involved in everything in the ship, of course. Another great characters, two great characters are the mutants of the ship. We have Talina, the navigator, and Ortuyo, the astropath. And they have a kind of cute relationship because they know that, well, they are mutants, they are kind of tolerated on the ship, and how their relationship to the captain is. There are a couple of interesting conversations between those two, and of course then with the captain, which I really, really enjoyed. Then we have Captain Garrock, captain of the Armsmen, who is, of the Armsmen. He's there to defend the ship in case of boarding. If an enemy force is on the ship, then, he has to hunt it down, which of course happens. Then we have two of the greatest characters. The first one is Tuo Maizat. He's a sergeant of the Iron Shades chapter of the Adeptus Astartes. And the Iron Shades are great. The first mention of the Iron Shades, by the way. A great chapter. They're just basically Voidborn. No, not really Voidborn, but they're mainly on ships. And that's why their speciality. Awesome. And we have Miriam Isobel, a sister hospitaller of the Adapter Sororitas. And she's more like, the Emperor gave us good food, he gave us glow sticks, he gave us caffeine, and so on. Let's just enjoy it. I love my sisters of the Adapter Sororitas, but they're stiff. And why shouldn't we enjoy everything the Emperor gifted us? So good. And so they are on their way to the Eye of Terror, and on their way with the whole fleet, there's an inquisitorial ship as well. It gets destroyed. They pick up one of the surviving ships, and on that ship is the interrogator, because the Inquisitor died, and they brought something onto the ship that's tainted. Let us say it like this. And on their way they get boarded by other forces, of course. They are losing their astropath, and so the whole scanning system, the augurs and everything, so they don't know what's happening outside. They are being followed throughout the warp. They are fighting against someone here and there. And as I've said, they get boarded, and the whole ship changes around them. So if you have read the Siege of Terra novels, especially The End and the Death, Volume 1 until 3, where everything warps around them and no one knows where they are, this is here. This is Chaos Corruption. And I love this so much. It is so good. And they are hunting a lone surviving traitor Astartes. And I don't want to spoil this. It is amazing on how they hunt him down. And all throughout the story, you get these glimpses of something is wrong, something feels weird. This is the Event Horizon part, in which some people get kind of corrupted, some people get kind of, we stay loyal, and so on. The infighting and everything, so good. My only gripe with the novel is it has basically nothing to do with the Dawn of Fire series. There is mentioning of Inquisitor rosters, and the artifact is something that we know of the Dawn of Fire series and of other very important historical Warhammer 40k and Horus Heresy novels. which I don't want to spoil because it's really, really good. But yeah, after that, only the ending, the epilogue, has something to do with the Dawn of Fire series. And oh yeah, it's a Fleet Secundus. They're on the way to the Eye of Terror because of reasons. So as a standalone book, we talked about it in my stream, or rather in our stream, on the Feel Good Fridays. Skywatcher Adept told me, and I agree, it's an incredibly well-made standalone book. Is it a Dawn of Fire novel? Kinda. It has ties into it, but I would have rather enjoyed this more as a standalone novel instead of, yeah, look, it's the 7th entry in the Dawn of Fire series. It feels weird. It feels really, really weird. And you probably hear my cat in the background. So I'm gonna cut this short. I have to take care of her. She's not feeling well as of late again. For whom is this book? If you're interested in the Imperial Navy, read this. This is great. It is really, really great. If you want to see how chaos corrupts loyal Imperial followers, this is great. If you want to see how chaos corrupts a whole ship, it is so good. It is really, really good. And this is why I give this an 8 out of 10. Still loyal fleets to the Imperium out of 10. What did I say? I kind of forgot again. This would have been a 9 if it had more ties into the Dawn of Fire series. But again, it's just this nitpicky thing. So still read this. It is really, really good. I'm just a little disappointed. And I don't want to be disappointed in a novel, in a series of novels that I was looking so much forward to. And I'm gonna make a whole Dawn of Fire review video for the whole series as soon as we have the last 2 books. Because we know that The Hand of Abaddon is the 8th book. And it's gonna be more focused on Tenebris, Theodore Yang, and every other character we already have. Yeah, this is sad. This is really, really sad. But again, I kinda forgot what I want to say because my cat is just distracting me so much. I'm so sorry. But yeah, yet again, I recommend this book. But yeah, what are your thoughts on all of this? I'm sorry that this is kinda all over the place right now. I'm still getting used to get back into Black Library reviews. Yeah, but Event Horizon and Hunt for Red October are my best comparisons for this. We have a little bit of Lord of the Rings! How could I forget Lord of the Rings? Because at the end it's more like Gollum, so this is mine, I don't want to destroy this, my precious. And it's awesome. There are so many things to love in this book. Chris Wraith, again, really, really good. I really love this. But what are your thoughts on all of this? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, please do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is not only fun. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more Warhammer almost every day. And by that I of course mean like and subscribe. But until then, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.